everybody. It is 3:33 on the clock. I have a very quick message of the day, a very significant union read, and then the twin flame read as usual. And let's get going. Let's just do a quick deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. Okay. So first, let's take a look at the pictures of the reads. We have the, did I even take a pic of that? The message of the day is very short, so I'll be telling you the cards that I'm using. The picture is actually on the device I'm using right now. So we have the union read here, which was very significant today. So if you want to listen to only one thing, make sure you listen to the union read. This is the Syrian Starseed deck. The Divine Feminine on the left, Masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the middle, the 4D, 5D, and 6D, incoming Divine Feminine, outgoing Divine Masculine, the underlying energies and closing energies. And then the Twin Flame 7 deck read that's in front of you is here. Okay. There's a lot of energy there with 7 decks, so if something doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit. And if you do want something more personalized, my information is below, as well as my website, twinflames3344.com. And let's go ahead and roll the die for the Twin Flames today. Today is September 22nd, 2021. And we have the number 4, which is the Emperor and Aries energy, perhaps. It's also about building structure and manifesting on a survival level. Safety and security issues coming up. Definitely were coming up for me this morning. We have the Gemini energy, which is also the twins. This also kind of looks like Roman numeral 2, which is the High Priestess. And then we have the South Node coming up here, which is releasing Sagittarius energies. So that of wanting to expand knowledge, religion, societies, cultures, and releasing that kind of energy and focusing on safety and security regarding Gemini, which is Mercury. So a lot of communication here, or perhaps you're dealing with a lot of communication regarding safety and security issues today, and the release of Sagittarius energies and survival mode kind of energies. And the message of the day here, just a really quick message, started out with the underlying energy being the faces. Beneath that was the loving man shining their light with dreams perhaps of sending flowers or perhaps a gift or their gifts, crossing twin bridges to psych session with nesting birds protecting the golden egg, looking up for deliverance through the funhouse, masks, multiple faces of all that is, out in public, the garden or park, abundant fishes going with the flow coming off the full moon, or dealing with a Cancer perhaps, or the subconscious energies bubbling up after the full moon release. The ship sailing over the mountain or got stuck on the tip with a compass but no directions on how to get down. The polar bear pushing sunshine, exposure of the powers that be, the key to freedom, and 2 as one love. So we're going to get right into the union read. This was done 3:23 yesterday. 3 is the Empress, 23 is the King of Wands. And this is for today, the 22nd, which is the Fool's energy. And today is the 36 of Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, and the Fool. Yeah, so feeling that burden of that energy. and lacking faith with the Fool, because the Fool's reversed in the read today, in the main read anyway. So the Fool and the weight of the world. The underlying energy was the Five of Wands, the Seven of Cups in the middle of the read, and the Three of Cups at the end of the read, with conflict, waves of flames, taking steps up in circular motion to manifest the King of Swords and come together. The incoming Divine Feminine was the Eight of Cups, Four of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine with 5 of 8 Cups, walking away from 3, but 5 are still standing. Post-summer events, heat waves, and summer cool-off, grounding and integrating a little bit of land, but much turbulent emotion or ocean around them, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or world at large, or 5 Cups and 4 Cups equals 9 cups of satisfaction in getting past loss and regret, boredom or apathy, feeling sorry for oneself, and enjoying the abundant life, perhaps at home with nature and crystals. Making that tiny island, or working with what you have, as beautiful as can be. The 4D, the Lovers, Luna or the Moon, and Abundance or the Empress. The Divine Feminine Lovers, or with great affection, in rainbow hues, manifesting in a rainbow puff of smoke, and dragons, or mirror of self, or mirroring self, which somebody was doing literally in the mirror this morning, which is funny. The Divine Masculine with abundant mother load, with open arms, willing to carry the weight of the Divine Masculine, bridging with the full moon, peaking and releasing, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. The 5D is the Knight of Cups with the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So a lot of Cups energy here of heart and emotion. The Divine Feminine with the Knight of Cups, riding the wave, next on deck, and being love and or receiving love. The Divine Masculine grieving the 2 of Cups, that connection, that deep connection, soulmate connection, in woods by the pond or creek, unable to see pure connection, blinded by loss of perspective and what they thought they knew. Bridging with the stairway to heaven, or at least 6D manifestation of what they want, pure, clear, honest communication between the Empress and the King of Swords. The 6D here at 341 and a plane went overhead, which is the Empress and the 41 of the Ace of Cups. We have the King of Swords, 8 of Wands, and the Tower, where the Divine Feminine with the King of Swords, manifestation, along with the Knight of Cups, hosting lovers perhaps, while an island to themselves, or sending them off to the island to be by themselves, the Divine Masculine Tower of sudden events and epiphanies and sexual exchange, the light heard around the world, in Archangel Michael and Princess Aurora seeking Metatron and Sophia, or light or lightning flash, and sound or thunder harmonization. Light and sound, what are they without each other? Blind, deaf, and dumb. Blinded by the light, deafened by the truth, and numb. A couple of blind men with 2 deaf women who can't hear their complaints or their soothing, beautiful voice. Or, so that's the blind man. A couple of blind men with 2 deaf women who can't hear their complaints or their beautiful voice, so the positive and the negative. And yet the blind men who can't see their look of annoyance or their beautiful eyes dancing. Yet one blind and deaf can feel, taste. So one who is blind and deaf can still feel, taste, smell, and intuit, and know what love is. And it isn't physical, yet it is warm and cuddly. The Divine Feminine with the King of Swords, without a word, the Divine Masculine out of sight, bridging an energetic exchange through the night and day, day and night. The arrows of love at 0 point, home base, the heart, pa-ra-pa-pa, pum, 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 pum. So hear the little drummer, or perhaps the little drumming boy coming up without gifts, but heart. At 3:54, the Empress with a message, the Page of Swords. The outgoing Divine Masculine with Justice, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. The Divine Masculine with Divine Justice that's blind in the portal, while the Divine Feminine is silent out at sea. He passing downloads, unsure where they're from, but passing them along, coming out of good news on a journey and leading the way by example, igniting the flames of liberty and coming together in joy. And then the Five of Wands came up here as the beginning card, and the Three of Cups as the ending card, together, alternating, like 5 wands and 3 cups is wand, cup, wand, cup, wand. So WCWCW is coming up, .org and .com, which one is the Washington Center for Women's and Children's Wellness in Bethesda, Maryland. The web committed to serve West Central Wisconsin area also came up, which is the .com. And under that one was the words of Chief Arol Looking Horse, keeper of the original sacred white buffalo calf pipe of the Sioux Nations. Mother Earth is not a resource, but rather the source of life itself. So again, this is referencing Mother Earth, but also the Mother, because that's coming up in the read as well. The dance of fire and water without burning out. The fire without passion and the love without emotion leaves inspiration and compassion, the highest light and love of all. The moment before the water extinguishes the fire, or in other words, the 11th hour, or just before, the anticipation of 0 point. There's no need to go further and start over again in a cycle or pattern. Staying in the home with the deer and antelope and no chatter where the buffalo roam, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night when the heavens are bright and fleeting stars, amazed as I gazed, as if their glory exceeds that of love. And of course this is from Home on the Range. And then from lewis.clark.org, oh, give me a land where the bright diamond sand flows leisurely down the stream, where graceful white swan goes gliding along like a maid in a heavenly dream. The Divine Feminine with lovers being love just before midnight, with great clarity of the King of Swords. The Divine Masculine with the Empress with abundance, grieving the heartbreak the moment before. Before midnight, before death, before birth, before achievement. The reset event, 0 point, fair game. The bridge of the full moon encircling the plasma ethers, not the drain, as the eensy-weensy spider goes down the spout again. In energetic exchange, as the drain has a hole and something to block it up. A perfect fit with just a little room for expansion, just in case something new comes along to fit in the suitcase for the journey. Night shades drawn, up the steps to 0 point field, the moment before. AM, that I am. I am the bridge across the A to the M. 1/3 the way through the 3 mountain pass. 3, 4, 5. Cross 3 off your list. So as I am that I am came up, you notice that AM, as in the morning, because I ended the sentence at up the steps to 0 point field the moment before, and you see the theme here around 0 point, which is the moment before, just before. And it's just the same energy like adrenochrome, right? That they're taking the essence of life just before death, because that's when it's most powerful. The 0 point is that moment before, just before midnight, right? It's that 11th hour. So in I am that I am, if you put A and M next to each other, they're 3 mountains with a line across within the A, right? The line across within the A is the I in the I am. The I that is crossing off the first bridge of the 3D and the 4D and the 5D mountains to cross here. I am the bridge across the A mountain to the M of 2 mountains, 1/3 the way through the 3 mountain pass. 3, 4, 5, cross 3 off your list. So then the Divine Feminine at 424, which is the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. The Divine Feminine had Gemini or twins on her side with the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. The Divine Masculine with Taurus, Scorpio, and Libra on their side, and no people at all on their side. And then between them is the Cancer Moon that plugs up the 0 point field with the emotional drain. Batter up. The King of Swords hits it home. After all the fuss, it's just us. The mother of all mothers, the sons of all sons. Pilate left on, or hanging while Jesus got down, dancing left to the fools, and Herod or her ODing from mass COVID-19, too much of 19 or sun and light. And COVID-19 literally translates to co-creation of identifying the sun or second sun. The second, like in seconds and minutes, the second coming, the moment before the dawn, the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The overall number for this read is the 63 of the 9 of Swords, the suffering and silence, the nightmare, but it's also the purge. The horizontal pillars came out to 16, 12, and 35, which is the Tower, the Hanging Man, and the Wounded Warrior. The verticals came out to 13 of Death, 4 of the Emperor, 10 of the Destiny or Wheel of Fortune card, 0 of Source, 15 of the Devil, 5 of the Hierophant, 0 of Source again, and then 7 and 9, which is the Chariot and the Hermit, or perhaps the Pot of Gold. The messages came up as sudden events with the Tower, whether it's an explosion, an eruption, an epiphany, sexual energy, whatever that Tower is for you, it's coming up as hanging out of the Wounded Warrior and the suffering and silence, or the one in the nightmare, or perhaps a sister as well could come up here. But I was also getting the energy of, it hurts so good, right? The moment before, when you're talking about the big O, right? So the transition, death, and the Emperor, destined to source devil, or codependency addictions, for completion, or for complete emotional fulfillment, and the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. Or the Dark Night, the Emperor in high vibration, with extra source backup for the shadow expansion in sourcing the end, to get near it, but never nearing the end, at 440, which is the Emperor and the 40 of the Page of Cups, right? The man and the little child within. At 444, I started the read in front of you, the Twin Flame read, and 444 is very much of the angelic realms. And I did my run yesterday, and then I continued at 6:30, which is the Lovers and the Union, and the message that came up right there was the he shadow, and ow, right? That hurts. And the sting came up yesterday as well. So that's coming up still in that energy. I finished clarifying at 6:44 of the Lovers and the 44 of the Four of Cups, the grounding, integrating, mastering of love, or boredom or apathy for some, feeling sorry for oneself. We have the major arcana of the Chariot, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, Indigo, which is the Magician, the Higher Self, or the High Priestess, and Shadow, which is the Devil. And then before the read, Strength and Guidance came up. Guidance is the Hierophant. And after the read, the Starseed, which is the Fool. There are 2 Pentacles, 2 Wands, 1 Sword, and 1 Cup. So 22 and 11, which is the Fool and Justice. We have the King of Wands within the read. He was the main player in the read. Before the read was the King of Cups, and after the read, the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. So 2 kings before and during the read, and then 2 queens are after the read. The numbers were double 2s and double 10s, which is reminding you to keep your vibration high, with the 22 of the Fool's Journey and the need to have faith. The 3, 4, 5 again comes up here, which was referenced as well in the Union Read. The 3D, the 4D, and the 5D. The 1 of the Magician, as well as 210, which is 0 backing up the World, or the 21, the completion. The 12 of the Hangman, the 23 of the King of Wands, the 59 of the War Within, the 5 of Swords, and the 910, begin again and again and again. The code line was all about karmic completion, and it was 5, 4, and 1, adding to 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, and a turn for the better. And the message came up as follows. The key of Ma TV, which is the mother and telepathic vision, an expansion of that and support of the Divine Masculine's heart, offering new love, whether homeroom, heart rate, or human resources coming up here. Also too much ATV coming up. Freeing, expanding, support, grounding and integrating, and saving for an outpouring of love in the heart. Energy armic, in a calm dispute or quarrel, a stain or a patch, or a bowl dish connection. And again, this is a calm dispute or quarrel, but it's definitely armed with energy here. And then KCOM was coming up with the UK Communication IT Services Company, as well as ICPL, which is Isotope Coded Protein Label, an ET connection. Too much advertising TV as well, and that can represent TV, but as well telepathic vision. With change and support, or need to change or support your antenna, or in other words, maybe you need to change your company. There may be a difference in the technology used, that one's safer than the other. Moderating love for the heart or heart rate, or again, that can be human resources or homeroom as well. But again, the homeroom is referencing coming back home again, that there's room to be home, room in the heart, during karmic completion for heart support. And again, this is all about that 0 point and the moment before. So I completed the read this morning at 9:41. 9 is the Hermit, 41 is the Ace of Cups. The 5 of Pentacles was upright as the underlying energy, and beneath it the 2 of Wands, the King of Cups upright, both of them, Strength card reversed, Guidance upright, and the 2 of Cups reversed. Upright. The twin flames with unconditional love, or choice of path for the King of Cups. In need of strength, courage to receive guidance in love connection, even if feeling out in the cold, or the Hermit in exile from the group at 9:49, the Hermit and the Get Your Wish card. Needing good health too, or weak in the fall, sharing or settling out with those injured, ill, or left behind, being given a choice to get over it or not, an offer of passion, inspiration, or partnership, or an ultimatum, perhaps. You choose, it's your perspective. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to bring up too, remember, this is a difficult time of year for most people, because at the beginning of the school year, and how many wounds did you have in the start of the school year about thinking about going back to school, whether it's excitement and coming back to see your new friends or your old friends and making new friends, or those who were terrified to come back to school because they were afraid to get beat up, or they were afraid people wouldn't like them, or they'd get teased, or they would fail out of school or not fit in. And also the weather here anyway gets cold in the fall, and there's more insecurities about the cold, right? Because you don't survive in the winter if you're left out in the cold, right? So you can freeze to death. So there's a lot of wounds that come up around this time. So again, it's always up to you to choose your perspective. So be present in the moment. It's a reminder to keep your vibration high. Those left behind, ignited by an offer or creative project. The flame to be present, or being distracted from being present, or the present, or gifts by draining offer, or one in which they got burned before and they should know better. The patient angel, patience or sage, sharing their gifts, or the present moment with dissatisfied Queen of Wands reversed in a heated exchange, her not telling her true feelings, or a delay in communication or travels. Or patient angel, Sagittarius, or a patient receiving, and the Queen of Wands reversed is not happy about it, but not saying so. But it can be felt. Purging or drinking too much or vomiting, not once but many times perhaps, and that could be like, verbal vomit as well. The man off work or not working in heated debate or not expressing all their frustration using substance or person to diffuse negative energy and draining them instead. Perhaps a Frenchman or fiery female delaying the inevitable or seen as the odd couple. The Queen of Swords reversed not taking any crap, healing, dreaming, the bird taking off in bliss with the King of Pentacles upright and blessed. Clearing waters, both land and sea, allowing the swords to drop out one at a time. Very soon, and beneath that was worth waiting for, the Divine Feminine in another world with all business relationship, and that could be a couple and the Divine Feminine, or her within this all business relationship, and the Knight of Cups upright, or Dark Knight, or Scorpio transformation, offering love, with fairy justice, divorce, Libra upright, with wings and truth, in the pursuit of happiness, of hot pursuit, of flirtation and showing off, or woman pulling his hair and showing her muscle on who controls who, sharing codependency, depression or drinking, or unhealthy lifestyles here. Like Cinderella and the stepsisters, the unhealthy relationship of the stepsisters, right? The energy of she with the big feet who drinks and is depressed and shows off, too much skin and all. And then Cinderella with dainty feet, only shins showing naturally as the breeze blows her skirt back. Or female judge or a female judge here who says they're doing it to each other. So until they or one wants to heal, they may as well have at it at each other and let them destroy themselves at 10:18, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon, which is the subconscious. So it's coming up as 2 spoons of sugar versus a drunk night out. It's always your choice. You can stay in the yucky energy, or you can decide to choose the sweet energy. At 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, we have Leo reversed, Taurus upright, Aries reversed, Aquarius upright, Scorpio upright, and Libra upright, all here. An offer of love from or to Scorpio, Libra, dancing in the dark, and sorry for it in the morning. Perseverance comes up here with number 4 and the Emperor, or those survival instincts of safety and security, and following your dreams beneath it, and the need to persevere with 85, which is grounding the 4D connection, the 4 of Swords connection in the 5D into the physical reality. Captive, trapped, prisoner, or hostage, is the Emperor the victim, the savior, or the perpetrator, or all three? Ending competition, losing battle, starting over without temptation, to co-create and share or settle out, with the Emperor reversed, with no love between the Emperor and the King of Swords, both reversed here, or not, or refuse to express their feelings or love for each other. A lot of fire under the bridge that needs to be put out here, both in search of a flock or country, sheep or not, due to unresolved issues between the Emperor and the King of Swords, both reversed, regarding politics, the flag, or the Emperor reversed thinks that their son is entitled, or a royal pain in the ass. The Emperor reversed is more root-based, with more reds, but both are lying to themselves, or were supposed to work together, but it never took off. The King of Swords reversed in exile from the group, not expressing all the feelings with the King of Pentacles, who shares their codependency, perpetuating the imprisonment or the mutual trap or mental trap at 10:31, which is the Wheel of Fortune and expansion, which can be conflict and battles, or it can be games and the pursuit of happiness. With the Man of Passion manifesting, making magic, working to align with coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, letting go to fix and make amends, with the King of Cups upright, being very loving now that the worst is over, with not using intuition or dealing with secret passion, or Pisces reversed with a negative past, childhood or difficult kids, reaping rewards of the divine feminine's heart, but is tired and frustrated or uninspired. The Fool free from sorrow with an opportunity to balance their thoughts. The dark night is coming together to present the truth to perhaps Cancer Virgo energy, or about the Warrior, or travels or move, taking the show on the road, with the Hermit holding the light for it, while committed to the Page of Cups, or Taurus, religion, establishment, or the Child, and exiled or shunned from the Sovereign, Empress, and Emperor with bodyguard, or in order to keep them in fear or away. So this Emperor and Empress and Sovereign energy of the Nine of Pentacles have a bodyguard, or this is the fear that someone needs to face, the energy of trying to keep them away. In separation, destined to school, the Queen of Pentacles, or separated Libra and the Queen of Pentacles, Cancer, the Emperor, Knight of Wands, or Knight of Wands rushing in to save the damsel in distress here at 11:10, justice and a turn for the better. Or one leaves and is sad to see them go, while one stays, keeping quiet and balanced for Scorpio to arrive, with truth and triumph to bring to celebration, with Cancer reversed, Virgo reversed, and Taurus upright here, or about a breakup, breakdown, broke through, coming out committed to vulnerable child, or their own vulnerability to the enemy, or to facing their fears. And this could be with rich people having that we're dealing with the Emperor and the Empress and the Sovereign Child, or their own independence of the Emperor and the Empress. And that can be parents as well. Broken-hearted or disappointed, destined Queen of Pentacles to deception of the Page of Cups reversed, or getting up at the crack of dawn. And this could be someone deceiving themselves as well. And this could be mother and child energy. The hostage rescued by the Knight of Wands. The Emperor or Empress's messenger or child imprisoned, not being with the Queen of Pentacles, and recognizing that. Keeping spoiled or entitled Hierophant or Taurus away, who still harbors resentment, or after death or end or dark night, and the truth came out at 11:18, justice and the moon. In the recent past is alchemy, patience, balance, merging of an opportunity, the Page of Pentacles, student or invitation to heal and forgive. The King of Wands upright face each other, the Page of Pentacles and the King of Wands. The Queen of Cups reversed with synchronicities and choices or plans for the day, making a judgment call, announcement, or wake-up call, calls or the alarm to wake up the King of Swords reversed, who doesn't want to or is feeling stuck or immobile, with justice at home, guarding their wounds, and that energy of them saying mine, like clinging to their wounds. Ghosts and snakes and lizard, detoxing habits of feeling of failure, under the radar, calling out or being judgmental, causing a fight or conflict. The foundation is the Chariot upside down, stuck, blocked, in exile, and broken. The dark night, Scorpio, death, end or transition through uncomfortable energies in order to break those patterns. The Knight of Swords rushing into the past after having gone crazy perhaps, and now coming out, dropping the facade or act. The central energy being the Ten of Wands, the Atlas, the weight of the world, the 5D connect, resting on break, with the Queen of Wands reversed suddenly exploding, or tired and has an epiphany or sex, or blowing their cover, top of their crown, or blow drying their hair, while the King of Swords is still asleep, matted to the bed, justice in comfortable home or space for the wounded warrior, contemplating letting go of their wounds times 2. So it's also the energy of climbing out of the dark, climbing out from the dungeon or the basement, up the stairs to the light, with somebody holding the light for you while you walk up the stairs with your flame in hand. Too tired to protect or stand guard of the home or the union. The challenge being the Four of Pentacles reversed, the divine masculine's heart coming out of the crystal Batcave, suddenly, explosively, or an epiphany of immature conversation or message, lying and spying, the silent treatment, or negative self-talk while traveling to peace, the hermit with help or guidance to get there. Reaping rewards, or contemplating receiving new passion project, or inspiration and growth while being still, suffering in silence or purging to end the nightmare, and the Knight of Cups offering love. The Page of Swords reversed may be just negativity. Around the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, their dysfunction or loss. And that can also be a negative message or rumors or spying and lying, or really the most immature communication in the deck is the Page of Swords reversed. Now is the Three of Swords reversed, healing after the storm, working to align with the Emperor or to heal with him. Lovers upright, present, doing the hard work, with the King of Swords reversed, secret passion of the High Priestess reversed, without love or affection, and hanging out with loving couple, without much but each other, but with big love and magic, without affection for the Queen of Cups reversed, who may be home in uncomfortable energies, receiving love from one who tripped up or dropped the ball, the King of Pentacles upright. Healing from being silenced, with the King of Wands affectionate and peaceful, with love. The Knight of Pentacles is offering help to the Ten of Cups family, or a happy ending there at 11:39, Justice and the Knight of Cups, with the World upside down, or Pisces reversed, or Divine Feminine in the 5D world, grieving the Empress upright and the King of Cups upright, under the radar or feeling a failure. And this could be someone grieving their parents, thinking that they're a failure as well. Coming together to receive love from wise Capricorn and or Pisces, or hanging out at being present or gifted with the Page of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles, who's upright, up early. Or perhaps frustrated that they had to get up early. The wounded warrior destined to grieve, the Queen of Swords reversed, being rescued by the Knight of Wands, in uncomfortable energies, receiving love from the one who's not juggling with the King of Pentacles, or the one who takes care of everybody else, right? The one who's mastered manifestation. Soon coming up here is the Indigo, on a quest to come clean with connection, coming together, and the Knight of Wands upright rushing in from the Page of Cups reversed, who may be vulnerable and drained, or rejected and unhappy, moving to peace, away from a falling out or negative past, choosing a path, receiving new life, time, money, and effort, and the Knight of Cups who's offering love. The twin flames seeing themselves as the higher self reversed, whether not using their intuition or their secret passion and the burden of keeping it to themselves. The higher love, destined to present truth, dissatisfied unless manifesting magic in a commitment, whether that's marriage, religion, establishment, or being the boss, or unhappy being alone and wanting to make magic with spiritual leader or as spiritual leader. And then we have at 201, the High Priestess and the Magician, Pisces reversed, Sag upright, Libra upright, Gemini or Virgo upright, and Taurus upright here. Love yourself first, and religious factors, which can be any kind of major differences, and in a separate group, deception, unrequited love, and codependency here. So again, if someone's not treating you the way you would treat yourself, remember you need to disconnect and love yourself first. If they're meant to be with you, then they'll work on themselves and come back again. You can't be scared that you're going to lose them if you speak up for loving yourself first. Around the twins are how they're seen as the King of Wands upright, grounding and integrating and feeling sorry for themselves, but standing up for themselves, letting go to fix and amend or make amends, offering a new life, time, money, and effort to the enemy or to face their fears. The block is the Ace of Cups, new love, outpouring, moving to peace after a falling out and feeling powerless. Karmic completion, but even more so here, love and abundance, and standing up to unwanted advances while the little lizard is watching, and standing up for love or offering love to the devil who's out of control in a heated exchange, not expressing their true feelings of needing to detox. Uncomfortable energies receiving love from one performing, dropping the act by practicing their speech in the mirror. At 250, which is the High Priestess and the Ten of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. Detoxing the Queen of Pentacles upright with Cancer in their chart and Capricorn in their chart perhaps as well, practicing for when the King of Pentacles comes in with all their reasons why. But they're both upright here, the King and Queen of Pentacles. Dissatisfied Queen of Pentacles upright with the Queen of Wands reversed, trying to end the pain so they can start fresh, blocking any downloads from coming in and lacking faith. The Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave, after the Twin Flames and the King of Cups in need of strength, but with guidance, and connecting with exile of society. Broken higher self, the King of Wands alchemizing Atlas in the weight of the world, climbing out of the darkness with flame in hand, and challenged by the Four of Pentacles reversed, letting go to heal and forgive. Proposing a new love to heal and forgive, then detoxing, not getting their way. So someone who has a problem not getting their way. With the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Wands reversed, in a powerful end, falling on face or from grace, or just lacking faith overall. In exile, alchemizing the King of Swords reversed, stuck and broken and burdened, climbing out at 303 to 4, which is the Emperor and the Empress, and the 30 of the Union, climbing out, challenged by letting go to heal and forgive, not using intuition with secret passion, and indigo proposing to the King of Wands upright to receive love, in detoxing a heated exchange, when unhappy with self, with the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Wands reversed, feeling betrayed by their lack of faith at 308, the Empress and the Dance. Okay, so we're going to pull a few oracle cards and see where that goes for this read. All right, this is the Animal Spirit Guidebook. Take a deep breath. It's 4:15, which is tax day, and 42:11 on this clock, which is the Two of Cups and Justice. And Matthew's the tax man. My Matthew is coming home on Friday. So tax man and soulmates and justice. It's kind of an interesting combination. It's also the 4:15 of the Emperor and the Devil. Makes sense for tax day. So let's see, what is coming up? What is the summary of the read today? What do we need to know? And there's a big release here with that moon. The lamb, all right? The lamb that's targeted. So again, it's always your perspective. This can be a lamb with a target over their head, or this is the lamb with diamond light over their head. It's always your perspective on what you want to see. And there's the snake of the collective awakening that's all sealed off and displacing all this dark energy that's coming up. And the bear, can be expressed as it's a bear, feeling all this dark energy coming up through us and out. The silencing of the lamb. And the bear's talking to the camel over here. They're having a little talk here about the lamb, the little lamb. And here's the elk over here too. And here's the unicorn adding in too. Like it's everyone talking to the bear. Look, there's the peacock too. And like a moth to the flame, they're all there. The bottom of the deck is when the student is ready, the teacher will come. That's the cobra. So there's a cobra at the bottom of the deck. Beneath the cobra is you, dear one, right? The sweet angelic deer. You, dear one, yes, you are the teacher. When the student is ready, the teacher will come. And there's the student child as the world awakens. And the bear ready to give advice to the camel, the elk, the unicorn, the peacock, and of course the moth who's drawn to the flame. I'm going to give me a second to feel these energies here. So I don't know if it's a bear market right now. I haven't been following, but that could be coming up as well. The bear is the energy of waking up after the hibernation. That it's slow to get started, right? The man waking up in the morning who doesn't feel like waking up. They're kind of grumpy, you know, they kind of expect people to just cater to them until they wake up because they don't really want to talk. That's the energy I'm getting there. Be the camel. Be more independent. It's like learning from each other. Like the bear is waking up to the independence of the camel, who can be a little blue at times. There's no color in the bear picture at all, except for the sun shining, you know, over their head with the earth energy, right? That's the mother and the sun. So the camel's independent. The elk can get really heated, right? If they're not eating right, they can be a real hothead. That's the elk coming up here. They're wonderful people unless they're not eating right, because then they can get really arrogant and explosive. And the camel can get a little bit bluesy and moody, but they're very independent. The unicorn is not of this world, as the world is awakening, but maybe they want to check things out too, okay? Maybe they're coming in to back up their energies. And then we have the peacock, who's beautiful within and without, perhaps trying to bring some color to the situation. Maybe a little bit more dense color that matches more of the collective awakening. And then we have the moth to the flame, who's just there because they're drawn, they can't resist themselves. But they're all looking towards the bear. And the bear just woke up, they don't know what to say. They're just waking up with the collective. And they're protecting the lamb. It's like the bear just waking up from their cave. Like this is the cave, and he just came out of the cave, and he's got his little bear lamb inside. And what is it that you all want from my little lamb? What is it that you all want from them? You know, it's like Jesus as a little boy when all these people were coming for them to help, and they need the mother to protect them because they're still young. That's the energy coming up. Very interesting that that's coming up. So we have the lamb. We'll read that for you. And then let's see what's coming up with the journey of love. All those other energies can be masculines too. Because the bear can be referenced as a mother bear, but it doesn't have to be. But all the other cards seem, well, not necessarily. There can be a masculine vibe there of all the masculines coming. But again, it's about the students coming. When the students are ready, the teacher comes. So this is like one student and all these teachers coming. Or one or two students having all of these teachers to choose from, and they don't know which one to choose, perhaps. All right, let's see here. The blood dance, the 42 of the Two of Cups. And this is the heart. The dance between the two, the masculine and the feminine. The heartbeat. The light field coming in, the 63 of the suffering and silence, the purge, right? In the middle of the 40 bridge is the purge. The 40 is the purge. It's very rough out there, it's being completely exposed in the middle of the bridge. It's much safer in the heart, in the home, than it is putting yourself out there in the light field. And then, of course, there's the void, which is 0 point. The 40 of the innocent child, the womb. And you notice these cards, it's like this fits in this. It's like the 3D and the 5D, and then the bridge between 3D, 4D, 5D here. It's a shitstorm right in between, but it's worth it in the end because it's so peaceful and beautiful here. More so than you will expect. This is the human heart crossing over to the void. There's a lot of suffering in the 4D here, and there's a lot of love over here, but there's pure innocent love of the child here in the void. And what's the bottom of the deck? Just for a moment, joy, that childlike joy of receiving the light, the 46 of the children in the garden, loving each other, allowing the joy to come in by doing the 3D, 4D, 5D, which came up twice, and it came up in both reads. And then we have the 43 of the Three of Cups and coming together, where the bride offers herself. And there's the Emperor with the number 4 in his simplicity, right? The men are simple and women are complicated energy. But it's all about the child, right? About the childlike excitement and exuberance and willingness to accept the light and keep it simple. And just be love. Be the lovers in healing and forgiveness. It's very simple when it comes down to it. They're saying it can be made complicated or it can be made simple. It's always your choice. And again, that keeps coming up over and over in this read, that it's always your choice. So let's see what the Lamb has to say for you. Where are you, little lamb? And this could be sheep energy too, right? All right, the Lamb is peaceful, prophetic, and patient. The Lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. The Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Though the Lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with the utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. When they're in balance, there's a knowingness and inner peace. When they're out of balance, they get quiet and timid and concerned. To bring back into balance, meditation and listening. So that can apply to all of us, right? When we talk too much or we want to tell our story too much, to stop and meditate and perhaps listen to somebody else. The Lamb is the bearer of an important message. It can only be heard when there's a level of quiet that's been established. The Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. And I've definitely experienced that within the past couple days. And this can be with you, with somebody else, or them with you. It can go both ways. But the energy will resonate with both of you in different ways. And perhaps something you're having trouble accepting because you're not agreeing on something may just keep coming in you when they're not there anymore, until there's a truth that is revealed to you when you get quiet enough to listen and receive it. So there's the Lamb, right? So if the student's not ready, the teaching can't be received. So remember that. And then we have the blood dance, which is 42, the Two of Cups. It's my daddy's soul number. The blood dance. The heart craves life, and the blood responds. In relationship to each other, life happens. The desire and the action, the movement of cycles, drawing in and letting go, rushing to the center, and pushing far away to the extremities. It is the cycle of relationship, dancing between self and other, into oneness and into individuality. So it is with human beings in relationship with each other, and with human beings and the divine essence. Sometimes the heart of God feels so close. It's as though our own inner passion is the very blood rushing through it. And then we journey far, bringing our nourishment to where it's needed, to those who are cold and lonely, to the farthest reaches of our own dark self, that we may, if very brave, dare to love completely, even when it's uncomfortable. Though we can be lonely for the warmth of the center, then craving that feeling of being home. Soon enough we are called back to the core of the divine heart, and the cycle continues. Remember that you are always in this dance of life. You are never apart from the divine. It is just that sometimes in our natural flow, it's easier to feel that divine presence than other times, yet you're always the blood connected to the heart. This oracle brings your confirmation that you are connected to the divine source, to all that is. If you're experiencing a phase of feeling cut off from yourself, from your body, from another, or from the divine, even from your own feelings, spiritual connection, or intuition, be reassured that this is temporary and part of the cycle of life itself. Soon all connection shall return, with even greater warmth and nourishment, welcoming you home again with great love. If you feel you've been journeying in life and feel that you have lost your way, do not trouble yourself, precious soul. You are never far from the divine heart and will always be called home. And by the way, this time of year always feels like you've been disconnected after, like it's like Lionsgate's graduation with a little bit of an extended period afterwards, but then all of a sudden you may feel disconnected where you really can't connect the way you usually do. And again, this is that start of the school year where a lot of wounds start coming up to deal with, and maybe a test. Can you deal with these things without direct connection? Can you deal with the lessons that you've already learned? Love's language speaks like the sound of falling leaves, caressing wind to bear aroma sweet, which is funny, we're in falling leaves, and I just pulled the bear card as the main focus there. Love's language speaks like the sound of falling leaves, caressing wind to bear aroma sweet. You ask if I can love in measure true, and give emotions weight the scales do. Each tear releases more than words can say, expressing all my heart wants to convey. Okay, remember your water, your rest, your sleep, your joy, and your nature, and to be good for yourself and be the final word in your life. Be sovereign and rise and be love. Take a deep breath, you guys. Knowing all is well. See you soon. Bye, guys.